Hello and welcome to the Mama Moodcast. From chaos to country, I am Rodel Grazzi, aka Mama Moody, and if you hear any background noise, there's a woodpecker outside. Oh, and I'm doing laundry. I've got the dryer going. Love that. Hello. If somebody told my 25-year-old self that your biggest joy will be to have a washer and dryer in your house one day, I would be like, what? God, my life must suck. Honestly, I can just imagine 25-year-old Ro would be like, what? Anyway, that being said, so thank you all for joining me. As you know, I've been doing the new part of our journey. We are in Georgia, and basically we live in a forest. I mean, it's a house, but there's a forest in the background, and we've got all sorts of critters. We've got deer. I think I've mentioned this. Armadillos, hawks. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I saw a hawk eating a dead possum on the street. I'm like, okay, look, I'll take it. Okay? If you put our town that we live in Grayson, in Citizen app, there are 0 incidents. None. There's no incidents. And if you put in Los Angeles in the Citizens app, I did it the other day, 412 incidents in the past 24 hours had happened. So we are in the country, and we've got stores just a few miles away. So some of you might be wondering, like, how did we go about relocating? And it got to a point where we wanted to buy a house, and Chris is from LA, so he really wanted to make it happen in LA. But as a lot of you know, the LA housing market is, how do I put it in not too many negative terms? It sucks. I was trying to find a positive way to spin it. No positive way. It's just, we lived in Sherman Oaks. The condos, basically apartments, were going for $750 for an apartment. Houses were in the $1.2 million to tear down, and the brand new builds were $3 million. And I'm all for manifesting and practicing the secret and going, I manifest a great career, but let's be realistic. And by the way, the neighbors are right there. So I just kind of started doing some research. Once Chris kind of realized, we can get a house, it just might not be in LA. I just started doing research. A lot of you know I did a 19-city PowerPoint presentation, which I can link. I think I can link in my YouTube in this video. I think I'll figure it out. So here's how we went about relocating, because we have a family, and we had a lot of family. So I think when you don't have kids and a husband and you're not looking to necessarily buy, every decision's your decision, right? But there's a lot of other aspects when you have a family. So this is more, I can give you the perspective of both, moving as a single woman in my 20s, cross country, and I can also give you the perspective of a married woman with children, young children, moving cross country and buying. So this is from the latter perspective, obviously. And what I did for the research was, we knew we wanted a safe town, an affordable town, a diverse town. My checklist was, it's got to be safe, it's got to be affordable, it's got to have good places to eat, and it's got to be diverse. And we found it. So I looked up I kind of, to be honest, I don't know why I picked the exact states. Well, okay, I just saw a red cardinal out there. Hi. I love birds. Like, what the heck happened? I love birds now. Okay. I mean, I like birds before, but I'm like, oh, look, is that a red cardinal? Is that, like, there's a woodpecker, a hawk? Anyway, I did Pacific Northwest because my sister-in-law had interest in that. And then I actually put a Facebook post up and said, hey, who's got suggestions? And my friend Grace was like, check out Marietta, Georgia. So that put the Georgia kind of thing in my brain. A lot of people said Vegas, and no offense to Vegas, I just had no desire to live in Vegas. I mean, outside of Vegas. I don't know why. I mean, I've been to Vegas. I've had fun in Vegas. I've performed in Vegas. I actually know a lot of people out in Vegas. But just, I don't know why. I was like, Vegas doesn't call to me. So I put Oregon, Washington, Arizona. Some people I know live in Arizona. And I put like a city in North Carolina, a city in Colorado, and Georgia. But when I put together my presentation, I did not put the city or state. I think I've mentioned that before. I got that idea from somebody else that had put together a PowerPoint presentation earlier. I just thought it was fun, too, because you don't know what you're looking at. And all I put on were the stats of the town, demographics, and the stats, like median house, median income, just weather, how far it is from LA, all those kinds of things. And then I put pictures of the houses, the food, the town, and then I put pros and cons. And I gotta say, it took a lot of work to put together a very long presentation. I mean, not long, but it was like 107 pages. And then we were able to visit a couple places, and then we were like, okay, we're really digging Atlanta and the suburbs around. And, I know I'm this is getting longer than I had planned for this part, because I was like, now we're in Georgia, but how did we get to Georgia, But here's the thing. I have a lot of resources for it that I did on my own. And if you're like, bro, I need help. What did you do? Now you own a house. What's that like? I'll get into all that. But for now, what I can say is like, hey, do you want to see my PowerPoint presentation? I also have a spreadsheet. That was Chris. I plugged in some stuff. He cleans it up. My husband loves spreadsheets. He color codes it. Our friend Carissa, who is our realtor, was like, I'd like to put this up on the wall because it's beautiful. I can send you that too. I'm all about like connecting people to ideas and people and all of that. That's really, and I'm also all about comedy, but I guess this isn't very funny. But anyway, I can be informative too. So yeah, we've been in Georgia now almost 2 months, and I'm digging it. I did say the other day, I was like, ooh, gas went up to like over $3. Girl, it is. If it's $3 here, that means it's $7 in LA. Okay? So yeah, there is a lot of, for me, getting used to the quiet of the neighborhood and the house and being in this kind of serene place, because I did not grow up in serenity. There's always something going on. Long Island might be Long Island, but there's a lot going on in Long Island. A lot going on in LA, a lot going on in Long Island. I have grown up in very busy places, and now we are here in the calm. Well, thank you for joining me this week. We will go into more about this move and Georgia and owning a home, oh my God, next week.